What is the influence of Sangat? Sangat ka asar ya peers?
Company is one. Company has an objective. Everybody is working in different departments with different skill sets to meet that solitary objective. So peers are necessary. A negative molecule is hitting the next molecule, that becomes negative, and by the time it reaches your ear, all negative molecules have impacted you. Now imagine a world population of 8 billion. 70% of that, 5.6 billion people, are talking negative. Can you imagine the amount of negative aura that is engulfing the whole earth? It is easy to toe the line. I belong. The minute I am different, I don't belong. Everybody wants the comfort of belonging.
Nowadays, there's a lot of overhype, about or fed about saying everything in your life is psychosomatic. So, does it make sense? What is this psychosomatic?
It is not overhype. It's a technical terminology for physical diseases related to emotions. If I am feeling jealous, how quickly I can overcome that jealousy? Because the longer I linger in these negativities, the sorrow, the jealousy, the anger, the hatred, they are going to manifest in the form of saplings into plants, plants into trees, and then the tree becomes so huge. So I don't give my body the chance to train itself, because training means consistency, persistence, perseverance. All these things are missing.
More often than not, we've heard a saying that goes, change is the only constant. Now, so how do you think one can overcome that fear of change?
So what is intimidating is not the change, but the adjustment to change.
Correct.
You are worried about how will I fit in, because we like comfort zones. Once I'm accustomed to a certain pattern, a slight disruption in the pattern makes me uncomfortable, because then I'm not sure how I will fit into the new pattern. That may not be honest. So you need to be quietly introspecting, and somebody made a statement which is not very pleasant.
Who committed suicide because he failed in a very important examination. Why do these things happen?
So their tolerance is much lower in acceptance of failure. They can't accept failure, therefore they take a drastic step. And your case is extreme, committing suicide. And therefore, when I see no alternatives in front of me, for me, life is over. The man who committed suicide, for him there was no alternative in his mind. यही करूंगा, इसके अलावा कुछ नहीं करूंगा, then you have come to a dead end. उधर मैं फेल हो गया, अभी मैं क्या करूं? मेरे लिए करने जैसा कुछ नहीं, चलो जिंदगी का अंत करूं.
How do I deal with this noise in my head?
So first you must get to a stage where you identify what this noise is about. Sometimes this noise is unnecessary. There are unnecessary thoughts going through your mind. And if you try to fit in a logic, it doesn't fit. Because there is no coherence. Because if there is a facility for me to empty the container, then whatever that is unwanted that has got automatically filled in my container can also be emptied out. That is the key. How do I empty my container? So if all the nonsensical things according to me are in my mind, then I need to displace them with exactly the opposite of the nonsense.
What is ambition?
Desire to achieve something is ambition. Over-ambition can be troublesome. My capability is here and I'm aspiring to be there and to bridge that gap. Then because I'm not capable, I try devious methods. Ambition and remuneration are two different things. Pursuing an ambition which also is remunerative is okay, but you can have an ambition which is non-remunerative and it's still an ambition. Aur bhi chahiye, I want more, give me more. Now in that give me more, you're giving up something for acquiring something else.
How many times have you heard, "Arey, be positive. You can manifest this. You can say this. You can do this." But is it really possible? Or are we just deceiving ourselves?
So whenever you are playing role as an actor, you are deceiving, isn't it? You are showing to the public what you are not. We are showing to the world what we are not. So yes, deception is a part of life. If you look at the affirmation as a human being, you can deceive yourself. If you look at affirmations as a spiritual being, you're talking the truth. As a human being, if you feel inadequate, you will feel weak and listless. Weak physically, listless mentally. But if you start saying, "I'm strong and I'm powerful," you will automatically feel a pep up in your energy at the physical level and enthusiasm in your mental output. Try it. Okay, in your language, you are saying, "I'm deceiving myself." Deceive yourself. If it is going to help you physically and mentally, why not?
So hearing and listening are two words. So can you explain what is the difference between hearing and listening?
Hearing is passive, listening is active. When I'm listening with my attention, it is listening. When I'm hearing with no attention, it is hearing. You have to create the appropriate environment for your communication to penetrate. Now, the subject you are dabbling with is a subject of communication. In a communication, there is a transmitter and there is a receiver. If the receiver is switched off, no matter how much transmission you are sending, the receiver is not going to receive it.
How does one overcome judgment?
By being prepared for it. How do you overcome any obstacle? The simple answer is you prepare for the obstacle. You are a person who doesn't belong to that environment. Naturally, you bring your differences. Your differences, if they are accepted happily, you are a happy entrant in that house. But if they are resented, then you are an unhappy person. Are you mentally being prepared for that eventuality? Unfortunately, no. If there are 5 voices against one voice, then obviously the 5 voices will overpower. Maybe unfair, but that's reality. But the problem is, this person has to now overcome this judgment, even if it is wrong. So you have to accept certain things. कि मुझे ऐसे ही judge करने वाले, am I going to let it affect my performance? Then the judgment is going to get endorsed. Or am I going to be operating on my strengths? Then hopefully one day that judgment will be reversed.
First of all, I would like to know what is willpower.
Will comes from the word willingness. Are you willing to do what you have planned to do? Then your plan is backed up by your willpower. So when your plan is not backed by the willpower, then you are bound for failure. So willpower is one of the important ingredients in your success story. You need subject knowledge. You need adequate time. You need a lot of effort. You need finances. So there are other resources that will go as inputs for you to achieve success. Willpower is one major input. You can have all resources but no will.
No will.
You're not going to succeed.
Why in these days money has become so important in everyone's life?
Why is money important? Money is the means to achieve whatever you wish for. If money could buy happiness, the richest man would be the happiest man. Does that happen? But if money becomes the goal, then I sacrifice all these things because now I am chasing money. Whereas I should be chasing my health, physical, my emotional health, balance, my intellectual health, challenges, opportunities which give me joy in attempting and solving. And my overall life, the necessary resources to meet my day-to-day needs. If that is my parameter of success, then I'm not chasing money. Whatever money comes, I'm able to take care of all these 4 things.
The stock market is bullish, I get anxious. It goes bearish, I get anxious. It's difficult to handle anxiety.
It's because you said when it is bullish, you are anxious. When it is bearish, you are anxious. So the common theme is about anxiety and not necessarily whether the stocks are going up or coming down. The practice of any particular subject is an art, but the knowledge of that subject is a science. Quick decision makers are risk takers. Risk takers don't evaluate, they take risks with a strong heart that if this risk fails me, I'm willing to take the knock.
Is there an art to do nothing?
Basically, there is no such thing as doing nothing. People who think they are doing nothing and they are sitting idle, they are actually doing something. They are not aware that they are doing something. Like, you are not aware of it. It is the lack of awareness that makes you feel that you are doing nothing. But something is always happening. So you want to relax. So you still want to do something. It's not nothing. You want to relax. So you still want to do something which is different from what you had been doing, which burnt you out.